Welcome to the Public Health Internship Orientation video. Excuse me. This is for summer 2023 and fall 2023 undergraduate internships, and it's being presented in the spring of 2023. And please excuse me, I do have a little bit of a cold, so I may have to cough a little bit during this presentation. Forgive me. Note that the video is narrated, so adjust your sound as needed, or watch this with closed captioning. I believe that's the case if you're watching it on our MEZCOPH website, but you can also access it through the YouTube viewing option. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Laura Grunwald. I use she, her pronouns, and my email address is right here. I am the internship instructor, and I'm a lecturer in HPS, and I'll be guiding you through this internship experience, supporting you as you search and find a great internship, and then leading you through the class when you're enrolled in the internship class. So I'm excited to work with you because internships are a really great experience. Students always say it's one of their favorite things, if not their favorite thing about their MEZCOPH undergraduate time here. So let's get started. A little bit more information about me. I've been an educator for many, many years. I've taught in college and community settings, so both in the college classroom and out in different community organizations. My academic training is in writing and college teaching, cultural criticism, critical thinking, and I've taught everything from first-year writing and civic engagement, which placed students in community agencies, to gender and women's studies, literature and film, and now our HPS Public Health Narratives writing class that I created for the college. I led social justice talks around kindness and social emotional skills when I was the director of education at Ben's Bells Project, and I did supervise U of A interns there, and we actually had an intern from public health there. So I've seen the internship side of things both from the classroom side for students and from the agency side for students. So it's one of the reasons that I enjoy the experience, and I know how valuable you will find it. Let me read our land acknowledgement statement now. We respectfully acknowledge the University of Arizona is on the land and territories of indigenous peoples. Today, Arizona is home to 22 federally recognized tribes, with Tucson being home to the O'odham and the Yaqui. Committed to diversity and inclusion, the university strives to build sustainable relationships with sovereign Native nations and indigenous communities through education, offerings, partnerships, and community service. So this is what I'm going to cover in this video, and I'll try and move through it pretty quickly. What counts as a public health internship, the hours you'll need to earn, how you can find and secure an internship, and the forms that you'll need to get enrolled. So there is an accompanying worksheet that goes along with this internship orientation video. If you don't have this open already on your computer so that you can be filling it out, I would suggest that you pause the video and find this and then start it again in a moment. Okay, so I'm glad that you have the orientation worksheet now and we can move forward. So what is public health? And again, I want you to pause the video and take a few moments to write down your definition of public health. Okay, I'm glad you took a few minutes to write down your definition of public health. My definition is that it's the art and science of preventing disease, promoting health, and protecting and prolonging life through organized efforts of a society. And we do value these 4 P's in public health, of course: prevention, promotion, protection, and population. It's important that your internship is public health focused so that you can really maximize the learning from the classroom and apply it in this real world setting in your internship. So what do we mean when we say that it's public health focused? Well, you can think about the classes that you've taken in these categories here. And if the internship is focused on these in terms of those 4 Ps, prevention, promotion, protection, and population, then it's going to be right in the zone for a public health internship. So if you're wondering, ask yourself, is there a clear connection? What is the clear connection to public health with this internship? If you can answer that question, it's probably going to be something that we'll be able to move forward. But, excuse me, sometimes students do have questions about a public health versus a clinical health experience. And as you can see here on the screen, the public health experience does differ in that it is looking at population health, it is looking at health and wellness and not treating individual illness or sickness, and it is focused on promotion, prevention, and protection versus diagnosis and treatment. So students are not allowed to earn their public health required internship units with a clinical experience. So that means something like shadowing a healthcare professional, like a doctor, a pharmacist, a dentist, a physical therapist, serving as a pharmacy or physical therapy tech, or delivering care to patients. These things would not count for your public health internship. That's not to say you can't do an internship at a clinical site. We've definitely had students do internships at Banner and TMC and other places, but they're looking at the public health side of this screen here. So they are doing projects that are thinking about population health or health promotion, those sorts of things. So if you have any questions, you can ask your advisor, or you can also check in with me, any questions about public health versus clinical health. So we do require a public health internship to graduate because we want to ensure that our students get really valuable hands-on experience and practical application of classroom concepts. As I mentioned earlier, students cite this as their favorite or one of their top favorite things about their undergraduate public health degree. So it will help you understand where you want to go with your degree. A lot of times students will say after this internship, I'm taking my career in a new direction. I'm so excited I had this. So it will prepare you well for life after graduation, and it will also help you expand your professional network. You do have some course options with the internship. So most of you will enroll in HPS 493A, which is the required internship, and you need 6 units of this to graduate. If you're in the Honors College, you may opt to enroll in 493H, which would also require 6 units to graduate. And then HPS 493B is an elective internship, so that qualifies for either public health elective or general elective credit. And if you are in that category, I urge you to talk to your advisor so you can make sure that this is the right fit for you. For your required internship, as I mentioned, there's 6 units required to graduate. And before you can enroll in this experience, you need to complete HPS 350, have public health major status, complete this orientation, and then you'll work together with your internship agency to get a completed and signed work plan and completed and signed preceptor agreement. And you also submit a resume or CV for your preceptor. And all these forms are submitted on the D12 prep course site, which you'll be enrolled in after you have completed this orientation and emailed your worksheet to me. So for honors students who want to enroll in 493H, all the same prerequisites as the last slide, so pause and rewind if you need that. And there is an extra honors assignment during the semester of your internship. So you need those same forms as on the previous slide. In HPS 493B, note this is not required to graduate, but it does still have some prerequisites. You need to complete HPS 178 and HPS 200. You need 6 units of other public health coursework completed. You need this orientation completed. You also need a completed and signed work plan and preceptor agreement, a resume for your preceptor, and those forms submitted on the D12 prep course site for approval. So now your enrolled units, there's 3 options here. One is that you can split the 6 unit requirement into 2 semesters, so 3 units, let's say, in the summer and 3 units in the fall. Option 2 is that you complete all 6 required units in 1 semester, so you complete 6 units in summer and then you're done. And option 3 would be to complete 2 internships for 3 units each at 2 different agencies, and that's usually over the course of 2 semesters. So maybe you complete an internship with the American Heart Association in the summer, and you complete an internship with Campus Health in the fall. A few notes on enrollment for summer 2023. All students in summer internships are enrolled in the 10-week summer session. That runs Monday, June 5th through Wednesday, August 9th. Remember that during the summer you cannot exceed the university maximum of 18 units, and it's strongly recommended that you only complete the internship and no more than 1 other concurrent course, because there's so much time required for your internship, a summer internship, especially if you do 6 units, that's 25 hours a week. So we really want you to limit your other courses and other commitments while you're doing your internship so you can have the most success in your internship. Note that tuition and fees are assessed for summer internships, so we don't want you to be surprised by that. And you should visit the UA Office of Scholarship and Financial Aid webpage regarding important information for summer financial aid. And you can also talk to your advisor about that. Finally, the contact hours for the summer. So if you're earning 6 units, that's 250 contact hours, and you have to earn 25 hours per week. If you're enrolled for 3 units, that's 125 contact hours, so you have to earn 12.5 hours per week. And remember that you cannot start counting your hours until Monday, June 5th, and then you have to stop counting your hours. The last day is Wednesday, August 9th. Now, a few notes on fall enrollment. So during the fall semester, students cannot exceed the university maximum of 19 units. We strongly recommend that you take no more than 16 units during that internship semester for the same reasons. We want you to be able to maximize your time with the internship. And as a reminder, of course, in the fall, tuition and fees are also assessed. Your contact hours for fall, same amount of contact hours, 250 for 6 units, but because it's 15 weeks, you earn about 17 hours per week. And for 3 units, 125 hours, so on average for 15 weeks, about 8.5 hours per week. And again, you can count your internship hours between August 21st and December 6th. So, some advice from students. Talk to your academic advisor about what semester you should plan to do your internship. Make sure you know all of the deadlines for paperwork so you can get your internship approved and you can get registered on time. Yes, so the deadline is the first day of classes, but I urge you to get your internship paperwork in the week, at least a week before that, because if any problems arise, it can take longer than that to get you registered. So make sure that you know all those dates and deadlines. More advice. Really consider doing your internship over 2 semesters so you can get a deeper view of the agency work. Yes, that's the ideal, is to stretch it out over 2 semesters. But a lot of students do it in 1 semester, and that is a great experience too. A benefit of doing 2 internships is that I now have a larger professional network. Absolutely. Excuse me. Because many opportunities come up during your internship, limit your other commitments so that you can take advantage of these cool experiences. Yes. When planning your other classes, be sure to build in time it takes to get to your internship site. Yes, this has thrown students off sometimes, so make sure you're accounting for the time it will take you to get to your internship site, because that's not part of your contact hours. That's just part of your regular commute. Okay, I'd like to go over responsibilities now, and I'll start with your responsibilities as a student. That's to understand the criteria for a public health internship, to conduct your own individual search for internships, to be professional when you're reaching out. Remember, you're representing yourself and MEZCOPH and the University of Arizona, so always be professional. Communicate your interests and needs, including the public health focus and the contact hour requirements, to any possible agencies and preceptors, and complete the college and agency paperwork for enrollments in units. The responsibilities of your site preceptor. So this is your internship site supervisor. So whomever at the agency will be your manager or your supervisor, that is what we call your preceptor. And their responsibilities include working with the student to design and sign off on required forms, the work plan and the preceptor agreement, mentoring the intern, answering any questions and helping resolve issues, discussing issues with the internship instructor, that's me, and completing the midterm and final progress reports and signing off on student activity logs at midterm and final. And my responsibilities as the course instructor are to share opportunities with students about internship sites, including postings to the hub, review required paperwork, work plan, preceptor agreement, and the resume from your preceptor. Also communicate with the College of Public Health advising team, and they will enroll you for units. I serve as an ongoing contact with you and with the preceptor throughout the semester, and then I grade all of your internship academic assignments, and I assign the final grade for the internship. So here's some more advice from students. Make a copy of the agency and preceptor responsibilities from the internship manual and give it to your preceptor when you're asking about opportunities or interviewing for a position. Great tip. Any additional information, any thorough information you can provide is helpful. Okay, here's some tips on finding an internship. So we know that public health is everywhere. I feel like we know that now more than ever after the last few years. But that also means you can be anywhere. So you can look at some overseas opportunities, like something like Vive Peru. You can do a remote internship. You can go back to your hometown if you're not from Tucson and do your internship there. It just kind of depends on your schedule and what's going to work best for you. There are always some remote options that are offered on the hub. But if that's a priority for you, just know that that might take you a little bit more time to get your internship lined up, and so you're going to want to start that search even a little bit earlier. So here are some more tips. Start your search right now. You'll complete this orientation video and worksheet, and then just get going and start your search because you want to allow yourself time. Tell everyone you know in your network because you never know who's going to have an opportunity. Take advantage of the MEZCOPH and the University of Arizona resources so you can talk with your academic advisor, follow up with any guest speakers in your classes. That's a great way to make a connection and build your network. Read the college and campus announcements emails that come out on Fridays, and utilize our online resources like the Hub, which is our student portal just for MEZCOPH students, and Handshake, which is run through student engagement and career development for all UA students. So the Hub is a terrific place to find information. You will want to be looking here for the opportunities that I post, and you just need your net ID to log in. So once you are on the Hub, you'll find a list. So down here on the lower right-hand corner, there's a list of internship opportunities, and they're actually broken out by fall, spring, and summer, and then continuing anytime. So you'll definitely want to look there because you'll find keywords here that even if you don't find something on the Hub, you can end up using those keywords for a search of your own, whether that's someplace other than the Tucson area or whether that's just because you want to see what else is available in Tucson. So these keywords, as I was mentioning, are really important. You would want to go to Google, let's say, and type in healthy habits or epidemiology in Tucson or employee wellness program Phoenix, and then see what it brings up for you. You can find opportunities because you found those keywords from the Hub listings. You can really do a lot of legwork that way. So let's say you want to find something in Los Angeles and you go on the Hub and you see, oh, Boys and Girls Clubs, like they probably have those in Los Angeles. I could transpose those words from the Hub onto my Google search to look for things in Los Angeles. So get creative, get ideas when you do your search, and then follow up and see what turns up for you. Handshake is also a great U of A Career Services resource, internship and career opportunities throughout Arizona and the world. So you'll find things that are paid and unpaid, just like on the Hub. Most things are unpaid, but there are some paid opportunities. And you'll just, on Handshake, you'll create an account, and the more you complete your profile, the more opportunities will be screened in for you. And this is available to you even after you graduate, so it's a nice resource for you as an alumni too. So just my advice at this point is don't limit yourself. Especially if you're starting your search early, and I hope you are, you've got time to do some of that keyword searching, to think about where you want to be. Do you want to stay here? What semester do you want to do it? Remember to talk to your advisor, and you'll have a great chance to find an internship that's going to be a really good fit for you. So here are the kinds of support that are available to you as a student while you're going through this internship search and experience. Excuse me. Of course, our fabulous College of Public Health advising team. The Disability Resource Center is also a great resource, not only right now if you're searching or while you have the academic assignments, but they can work with an internship agency, so they can work with your site and help if you need accommodations there. The Dean of Students is available if you have questions for them. We also have Student Success and Retention Innovation, which provides a lot of the social emotional supports, and then the Think Tank, which has time management and other skills, semester on a page, that are really helpful for integrating all that you'll integrate the semester you're doing your internship. Some more advice from students. Do not be afraid to reach out to possible preceptors, even when they're not listed on the Hub. I was able to acquire my internship by simply reaching out to my preceptor and saying, do you have an internship position open? I found a really unique opportunity that I was able to get because I asked that simple question. Absolutely, back to don't limit yourself. Just really think about what you want and go for it. And along with that is being brave. So it's 100% okay to make cold calls or cold emails as your first point of contact. Send those out and then follow up if you haven't heard back after a week. But do give at least 48 to 48 hours, if not a full week, to hear back from someone, especially if it's a cold call or a cold email. And then take advantage of any opportunities like speakers or anyone you meet to just ask, hey, I've got this internship coming up. Is there anything available at your agency? You can practice your elevator speech, and on your worksheet, there's a link you can click on that will help you read a little bit more about what an elevator speech is. So go ahead and pause this video if you want to do that right now. And now that you have a better idea of what an elevator speech is, you'll be talking about who you are. Focus on what you've been working on in your academic studies, what you can do for the agency. Remember to keep it brief and to speak confidently, because you will bring a lot of talents to any internship. Also remember, the only internship you don't have a shot at is the one you don't seek out. So really, I'm back to don't limit yourself. Just make sure that you're being brave and using your network, and sending out some cold calls or cold emails if necessary, or appropriate or of interest. And remember that reaching out doesn't commit you to accepting, it's just an initial conversation. So when you're doing that, you want to be prepared. So you want to be able to orient the agency and your preceptor to you. So bring a copy of your resume or have that handy. Orient them to public health so you can share with them your definition of public health that you wrote down at the beginning of this. And you can orient them to the internship experience. There's a draft copy, an abbreviated copy of the internship manual on the D2L prep course site that you can show to any potential sites. Remember to be professional in all inquiries and interactions, that you are introducing yourself as a member of MEZCOPH and the U of Arizona. So just make sure that you increase your chances by being really professional. Advice from students. Start your search as soon as you finish this orientation. This is so important. Talk to your classmates, friends, parents, mentors, advisors, everyone. Actually practice your elevator speech ahead of time. Create a spreadsheet of agencies that you reach out to and or apply to. All fabulous suggestions. Before doing an interview, review the agency website and think about your answers to common interview questions. Excellent advice. Inquire to see if you can shadow current interns or volunteer for a day before committing. Send a thank you note or email after the interview or visit. Again, more fabulous advice. The more times you put yourself out there, the more likely you are to get your dream internship. Use Dr. Gronwald and your academic advisors as resources as you start your search. Yes, we are here to support you. Now here's how you get enrolled. You cannot register yourself for HPS 493 units. Pre-approval is required. So you need to use the templates provided on the Public Health Internship Prep course, which you'll get access to after you send me your worksheet, completed orientation worksheet. And there you'll find the work plan and the preceptor agreement that you need to complete and have your preceptor sign. And remember, you also need a resume for your preceptor. The work plan is completed by you and your preceptor. So the first part you complete, and note that this does incorporate the university mandated assumption of risk and release, and it requires your signature and your preceptor's signature. But once you've found your internship, then you'll work with the agency and your preceptor on the purpose statement, the learning objectives, and the proposed activities that are created together. So remember to be specific and ambitious so you have a great internship experience. Now this work plan will not and should not, and if there are any questions about this, get in contact with me, consist of things like coffee runs, filing papers, etc. It's not a burden for the agency, and it's not just a graduation requirement for you. It's a great opportunity to make a meaningful contribution in the agency and to your community. The preceptor agreement is required by our college, and it's used to confirm that the preceptor understands their role that they have accepted, mentoring you and turning in their required deliverables, which include progress reports and activity logs. And this as well does require their preceptor signature. And this is what this looks like. So you'll recognize this when you find it on the D2L prep course site. And do note the resume you submit is for your preceptor. I do not need a resume for you, but I do need a resume for your preceptor. So your due dates for the required forms for summer 2023, that internship deadline due date is Monday, June 5th. Remember, if you're hoping for summer financial aid, be sure to pay attention to important information about summer deadlines posted on the UA Office of Scholarship and Financial Aid page. And you need to make sure you turn in the required forms using the D2L Assignments tab on the Public Health Internship Prep course page. Due dates for fall. So that internship paperwork deadline is Monday, August 21st. And again, you use the required, turn in those required forms using that D2L assignments tab on the Public Health Internship Prep course page. Now, there's a dedicated D2L site that you'll be enrolled in once you've submitted your worksheet to me. And on that dedicated D2L site, under content, you'll find these forms that I'm talking about under important course information and documents. So you'll find these Public Health Internship Orientation slides, you'll find a draft of the internship manual or the syllabus, and you'll find the forms that you need. You will also find under the Assignments tab the spot where you will upload your paperwork for either your summer or your fall internship. So there will be summer 2023 and fall 2023 drop boxes available for you to do that. Note that some agencies have additional requirements, so you want to keep that in mind and allow yourself time for this. So depending on the site, if it's a site out of state, or if you're working with a site that has a public health project but is a clinical setting, there's often an affiliation agreement required, and this takes a month at least to process. So if you think this might be the case, make sure you get on that paperwork really early. Some sites will require background checks. That should be a quicker process, and they may require a TB test or other medical proof of health status, including COVID vaccines. So make sure you know all those requirements so you can hit the ground running with your internship when the semester starts. And remember that starting your search early allows you to have time to get all these required forms and steps completed. So more advice from students. Do not accept an internship if you're not sure about it being a good fit for you. That's a really good point, and I wanted to drink my water right then, so you had a moment to think about that. Take an internship only if you feel like it's a good fit. I've counseled students on passing on internships before because something just didn't feel right. So trust your gut, ask me if you've got questions. Talk to Dr. Grunwald if you aren't sure how to ask for more time to make a decision or decline an internship. Absolutely, I can coach you through that. And know that your preceptor may take time to complete the forms, so work on them ASAP, because it could take a week or so for your preceptor to complete forms, and you need to hit that deadline or you won't be able to get enrolled for this semester. And now I want to just acknowledge that you're learning, which means you don't know everything. You're human, which means that mistakes happen, and just know that I'm here to help you strategize if you hit a roadblock and you need some help. There are some graded academic assignments that you'll learn more about once we get into the course itself, but we have these because federal regulations require an academic component in addition to work experience. So in addition to the contact hours, students spend about 20 hours working on the internship assignments, reports, LinkedIn profile, ePortfolio, etc. So some common questions about this internship experience. Why don't you, Dr. Grunwald, just assign me an internship? Well, you're all unique, and so I don't want to assume that I know what's going to be the best internship experience for you. We also really believe that this is a great time for you to learn self-advocacy and to take ownership of yourself and your agency in finding a great opportunity for you. This will just better prepare you for any job searches in the future. Can I get paid? Yes, we love it when our students have paid internships. Unfortunately, there's quite a few that are not, but whenever you can, I encourage you to seek out a paid internship opportunity. Can I do my internship at my regular job? Maybe. So the university does have specific rules about doing an internship at your regular job site. You'd need to have a completely separate supervisor, a completely separate list of duties. So if this is something that might be of interest to you, just know that you're going to need to consult with me, and so that we can talk about it more. Does my internship need to be in Tucson? Absolutely not. It can be anywhere. Can I do multiple internships? Yes, as I discussed, this happens all the time. Often students will switch from one internship to the next over the course of a semester. And do internships lead to jobs? Yes, they do. In fact, there's several preceptors who were interns a few years ago, and now they're preceptors, which is really fun and exciting. Sometimes it's at the internship site. Sometimes it's with a different site that you've met through your network. But yes, this happens every semester. And will my internship be valuable and fun? Absolutely. If it is not, then reach out to me so I can help you strategize. So a few required notices. The internship instructor, college, and university are not responsible for any financial obligations, including but not limited to travel, transportation, housing arrangements, medical care for injuries related to internship experience. So your next step is to email your completed orientation worksheet to me, and please send that as either a Word or a PDF. I cannot open Pages files. After I get that, you will get access to the dedicated Public Health Internship Prep course on D2L, and that's where you'll find your required forms. If you've got questions, get in touch, laurag1@arizona.edu, and don't forget to lean on your undergraduate advising team. They're fabulous. Mariah, Elsa, Nicole, Abba, and Melanie, they're all here to help. So I wish you the best of luck with your internship search, and I look forward to working with you in the class. Thanks.